This is Josh Anderson, and this is my ankle tapping application. Sorry, I've kind of got a little bit of a head cold still going on this week. First, we're going to start by just laying down some pre-wrap around the ankle here. So we're just going to start here, and hopefully this stuff goes on smooth. You really can't find very good stuff here in Cheyenne at all, unfortunately. So, coming around with some pre-wrap. And making sure it's nice and smooth all over the bottom and everything. We are now ready to go with our taping application. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put down some anchors up here at the top part, and we're going to lay 3 anchors down, and we're going to overlap each one by half. So we'll come around like this and just do this 3 quick times. Kind of hard to see the overlap because I'm using the same color tape here, but I'm sure you can see it anyway. And 2, and there's the 3rd. Now at this point, we need to identify our 2 major points, the styloid process and the metatarsal. In this case, I'm not going to write on her because it does bleed through and I don't want to do that to her today. So we're talking here and right through here. So now the key to that is we want to make sure that we don't go beyond that point. So I'm going to try to tape my other anchor right over that point right down here. So I'm going to take and I'm going to put my anchor down there, and I'm just going to come back around just like this and then we'll lock it out. And at this point our anchors are all set to go. So now that we got our anchors in place, we can now begin by laying out our 3 stirrups. So I'm going to lay out our 3 stirrups here, and I'm going to try to use some different color tape here and there just so we can really see it. So here's the 3 stirrups, and in this case the key here is we don't want the ankle to roll inside, so we're going to pull it back toward the outside. So I'm going to start by pulling from the inside and we're going to pull to the outside. So we're going to force that ankle to go where we want it to go. Make sure we get a real good tape application down. Just kind of layer them right over the top of each other, basically, in this case. You can also use duct tape at this point, as you showed in your video, and that has extra strength to it. The thing about the duct tape is you don't lay it down in the same manner. In that case, you just grab it from both ends, and as you lay it out, you just come upward toward the athlete, starting at the bottom of the heel and pulling both ends toward them. It's just a slightly different version of this basic same taping application. Alright, so now we got those in place. So at this point, we need to lock those in place. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to lock this in place. And this is going to be just about here, which is about halfway over my other 3 that I previously laid down. So I'm going to lock that into place now. So now at this point, we can begin to do our horseshoes around the bottom of the foot. So we're going to lay out 3 horseshoes, and it's going to start, and we're going to pull all the way around the outside here. So in this case, once again, our ankle wants to roll to the inside, so we want to pull it toward the outside. So in this case, we're not going to pull like this, really. So we're going to start from the outside and work our way back. So we'll lay out 3 of these, kind of working our way up. This way we can create that nesting that's talked about in the videos. Make sure they're nice and smooth so we don't get any blistering. And 3. So now at this point, we can begin to run the hook around the heel in this case. So in this case, when you do this technique, you're going to start from the lateral side and you're going to work around to the heel. And you're going to come back under the heel and work your way back out. So it should look a little bit like this, and you're going to alternate directions on each one. So we're going to start out on the lateral and we're going to move our way around and we're going to hook that heel and we're going to come back up to where we began our tape job. We'll just chop it off right there. Now for the second one, we're going to start on the medial side and we're going to come around and we're going to hook that heel and come underneath and right back to where we were. Now we got two more of these to do, so I'll lay these out real quick and then we will start taping our figure eights. So now at this point, we can now work on those figure eights of ours. And just like before, we'd like to kind of pull this thing so we're getting tension so it's coming back around. So I'm going to start here with my figure eight, my first one. And simply, all you're going to do in this case is come around and you're going to bring it back this way. And then we'll come back around behind and we're going to lock it in place. And then we'll lay another layer of it down just to really get a good lock. And finish out in front. Now at this point, all we have left to do is to lay down a cover over this so it stays nice and in place. We've got a good tight finish here. Just want to make sure there's all the wrinkles look pretty good. So now all we've got to do here is we got to finish the tape job. And we just finished the tape job by putting a layer over the top, and we'll come downward doing the overlaps by half. And this is just to ensure that the tape doesn't come loose and we get a nice smooth finish here. And one more. Should finish the taping application. So there we go. There's my taping application.